Welcome everybody, thanks for stopping in. Got a couple of projects we're going to work on today. The first of which is going to be repairing a wood rack. You can see that one's leaning pretty good. That's actually most well, I should say the base. The base of this is the original wood rack I used for down here at the Annex. And last year, year before, I put a top and stuff to kind of cover it up so I didn't have to keep putting a tarp over it in the winter time. But it's an old pallet that I used for the base, and the ground has gotten soft enough that it's starting to lean. So I have a couple pieces of what do you call that, landscape timbers that I have cut to about 2 foot. We're going to attach those on there, get that thing even back up. That way tomorrow I can refill that rack and top off the other rack for the Annex. And after that, we are going to make our way over to the log pile and do a little cutting. I don't know, I'll turn the camera around here and see if you can tell my Christmas tree. It got kind of warm this past week, and the top inch or two of the ground kind of thawed out. Today it's back to being cold, but the sun had been out all day, and that top of the ground out here is just absolutely greasy. So I don't really want to run the tractor out here today and just tear stuff up. Probably wait till the ground refreezes and hardens back up before I'm out here splitting or anything like that. But we got the pile of rounds is getting pretty sparse. And as you can see, I got rid of that. My buddy Mark come and got his load of wood for the for his arch, so I could boil maple syrup, and he loaded up that boiler wood I had sitting out here for him. So got all that stuff gone. So like I said, I whittled down this pile. There's still quite a bit sitting here, but I want to make some progress even though the ground's kind of squishy. So we'll probably fire up a chainsaw here after we get the wood rack fixed, and see if we can't get a few more rounds bucked up and ready to go. So let's go get after it. So like I said, this was just an old pallet I originally made this out of. And as you can see, the 4x4s, they weren't treated. They're getting pretty rotty. My posts for my lid, or my roof, are still good. So we're gonna just put the treated landscape timbers across here. And I'm gonna go cut a couple more pieces to go in the middle here, because I had enough of the landscape timbers to do 4 of the feet underneath. And so I'll go cut a couple more spacers, and actually I think what I'm going to do is cut these in half, 2 of these in half, and then I'll just make some new supports, and then I'll just leave the 2 footers on the end here. So that's kind of my plan to That way I can continue to use this wood rack for this winter, and that might even get us a couple more years out of it. It's a wood rack. I got no desire to put a bunch of time and effort into it, and I just need it to keep some wood up here by the house and up off the ground and keep the snow off the top of it. That is the main goal of these wood racks. So we don't need to do anything fancy. All right, so like I said, I took 2 of them that I had of the landscape timbers, just cut them in half. We're gonna screw them in between here and then double stack them, and then we'll put the new end pieces on, and then we'll be ready to flip this thing back over. Nothing fancy. I ain't gonna get real carried away with how I'm laying it out or anything like that. I just want to get it done and make it to where it doesn't fall over. The only screw I had that was long enough to go through it. Well, we got the wood rack all fixed up, so it is ready to be refilled. That is something I'll probably work on tomorrow afternoon. And because, well, most of you already know, I don't like videotaping stacking wood. I don't like stacking wood. But anyways, I got my old 025 fueled up and oiled up, and we're gonna do a little cutting on the log pile here. Well, how you like that? So we just got done, if anybody was paying attention, we just got done ripping those cherry rounds with my 20-plus-year-old 025 Stihl chainsaw. Why do I point that out? Any of you folks that are watching this that are just getting into firewood or thinking about getting started, I guess my point is if you want to get into this and you got a budget, and especially if you're just cutting wood for yourself and heat your own house with, that little 025 never ceases to impress me. The thing has been a trooper the 20 plus years that I've owned it. It's always done anything I've ever asked it to do, and I keep a good sharp full chisel chain on it, and you know, 44cc chainsaw. I'm out here noodling up cherry rounds. So is it something I would recommend you do all the time? Or if you were you know, producing so much firewood and like we're selling it, absolutely not. You're gonna wear the thing out. It's not designed for that kind of use. It is a residential or a farm saw, whatever you want to call it. It is not a commercial saw. If you want that, the modern version of that would be I know they went to the MS-250, and I think it might actually be up to an MS-251 now. If you wanted the commercial version of that, you'd have to go to a 261, which also absolutely great chainsaw. But if you are wanting to get into firewood, cutting wood on a budget, if you just want a good saw to have around your property for when you have to trim a tree, like me, you got a little woods and you need to be able to maintain trails and stuff like that, that 025 or a modern version of it, a 250, 251, they're just great little saws, and they have the ability to do a lot of work. Like I said, they're just not made to do it day in and day out. So just wanted to point that out before we wrap the video up, as the sun, I think the cloud cover's got something to do with it. It is getting darker a little faster than I had expected, and I want to get those noodles picked up so we can throw them in the barrels for fire starter. And besides that, I got to get that stuff stacked up too, get it back up off the ground. So I appreciate everybody sticking with me and hanging out. I appreciate the help fixing wood rack. If the ground stays solid enough tomorrow and I think I can get the tractor around without tearing the heck out of the yard, I'm going to use it to refill wood racks. Otherwise, it ain't gonna be much fun, because I'm gonna back the truck out here, load the bed up, and pull it up as close to the house as I can get it. I guess I could do that with the loader tractor too. So anyways, I gotta move firewood tomorrow one way or the other. I just gotta try and do it without tearing up the yard. What else? I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Anyways, appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Hope y'all have a good week, and I'll see you soon.